Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. Good morning, everyone. I feel very good today. The sun is shining. It's just glorious outside. I know a lot of people don't like summer, but I'm always so glad to see it come round. I don't like the cold weather, so I'm different like that. Thank you so much for your subscriptions, for following me, for supporting me, for your beautiful comments. You know how much you're appreciated. And some of you, like, I just love seeing your comments every day. For those who write something to me every day, thank you so much. It's beautiful to receive. Where to start this morning? I know I rushed through it yesterday morning, so I do now have membership on the channel. A few people writing to me and asking me about that. I'm still trying to get a bit more organized with that. I didn't realize how it might be so complicated. So as a few people live overseas, it sort of makes it hard if I can't get you all together for a Zoom session, but that is my intention. I might get time to work on it today. If not, I'm going to finish up by the end of the week and try to get at least one Zoom session on. I don't want you to have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm trying to think of a good, and I've had people do that, believe me. So I'm trying to think of a really good way to bring you all together. For those of you who haven't given me a contact email, please do. If you're a member already, please send through your email so that I can start working on a Zoom session. The idea is, and I know it worked extremely well when I was doing training, was to get us all together in a room to start reading for each other. And it's a very intimate session then, because you've only got the people in the room, so people feel very comfortable, you know, reading for each other. So please send me through your contact details if you haven't done already, and I'd also like to send you a gift or offer you a coaching session. So please also, when you send your email, tell me what your preference is. Some of you have already sent emails through, but I feel like it's only maybe half of the members. So please, if you can do that, I'd be grateful. I don't know how to do it on YouTube, so I haven't actually given that a test run. So I might even try and give that a test run this week as well and see if I can just do a members only for the deluxe membership. All right, now people also asking me about readings because I haven't been that busy and haven't been really focused on the channel. I've sort of dropped my website sort of system at the moment, but I am thinking of starting it back up again where you can sort of go and book your own readings. But in the meantime, if you do need to contact me, it's the AussieGoddess@gmail.com. As I always say, the Aussie Goddess is a straightforward, all one word, all spelt correctly, no numbers. I've tried really hard to reduce the scammers for you, especially on my Facebook page, but I'm still sort of perfecting that, but I'm getting there. All right, I think that's everything. Let's see, let's get going. All right, we're going to use the Albino Rider-Waite Tarot, which the lovely Tina introduced me to some time ago. All right, that was the Emperor jumping out at me there too. I feel like there's a job offer coming for somebody. If you're waiting on a job offer, there feels like something coming through for you here. All right. Okay, end of a cycle. You know, I sort of wanted to do some work. Like, I just think sometimes I just don't have enough time in my day. Trying to do uni as well at the moment, which I love, but it's sort of, everything is so time consuming and the day seems to go so quickly. I wanted to do some mini sessions on some of the things here, and I've been trying to debate whether it's best to go back to the coaching channel where I was doing videos before, and that coaching channel is still up and there's some really relevant material on there. So if you want to know where that is, let me know and I'll send you a link. I think there's probably only half a dozen videos so far, but I'm thinking of going back to do some of the stuff that people ask all the time, like, what do you mean about a cycle? if you've already been on the learning or the healing journey for some time, you will understand what I'm saying. But for people who are entering into that energy, sometimes understanding their own cycles will take a little bit of time. But for example, and I'll give you a really good example, if you're repeating very negative relationships with people, or you are constantly engaging with people who may be quite narcissistic or controlling, you are going through some sort of cycle that you need to understand to be able to finish it up. We often do that when you're empathic and you have huge empathy. You will attract, you don't attract, these people seek you out really. People come to you because your light shines, because your vibration's high. So very often what happens is you bring in people who see you as a target, or see you as somebody that can save them, who can rescue them. That's really what it's all about. So they want to come into your healing energy, and before you know it, you've attracted another person who's just going to sap your energy and make you feel tired all the time. So emotional vampires was the term coined in the Celestine prophecy. So if you've ever read that book, you will relate to that. So there's an end of a cycle coming, and it's probably more than likely something I've just said, being I've said it. So some sort of cycle is ending here. Now, it could be with a female friend or relative, all right? Or Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo could be one of those signs as well. But very often when we start to really heal and we discard the people around us quite easily, we start to recognize those people in our really close circles. And for some of us, it may be a relative, a female relative, but you start to see those traits. Once you start to recognize, you start to see those traits in the people you've got around you. It can happen in work as well, where you have people at work that you're attracting. I can tell you now, after coaching so many people and reading for so many people, this is just part of the journey, is learning to put your own boundaries in place and protect yourself against people. But it looks like you have somebody around you, possibly someone who's quite harsh, quite cutting. Maybe, I always love these people who go, oh, I just say it as it is. And I think, no, Karen, you're an absolute mean person. Because some people think that being direct and straightforward is about being nasty, cutting, awful. And it's not. Being straightforward is just saying what you mean to say, not pulling other people down, cutting them down, or putting them in place. So I feel like whoever this is probably creating a lot of pain for you, and maybe sort of you are finding it very difficult to cope with their energy. I always say when you walk away from these people, you feel like your blood's been drained. That's the vampire thing, where you're so tired and so exhausted after dealing with them, and more than likely quite hurt. It sort of can really drag you down to the pits when you spend time with them, and you probably don't always recognize it until it really slaps you in the face. So I feel like you're dealing with somebody like that. The Hermit card tells me that you probably are starting to either see that pattern, or see those people, or understand what those people do. Many times people say to me, I feel so exhausted, like I can barely get around during the day. And I think that's because you're thinking about it all the time and trying to analyze it and sort through it in your own mind. And what starts to happen is it starts to exhaust you. And then you start dreading seeing these people, wondering, why do you dread seeing them? And then it all takes place. My favorite thing of all was when I came out of a relationship, marriage, and I Googled some of the things my ex had done. And I didn't know really about narcissism at all at that time. And I put in like 4 or 5 things that he'd done, and it came up, are you dealing with a narcissist? And it started me on this brand new journey. And I just absolutely marveled at the fact that I'd been working with these people. They were my friends, they were my relatives, and it just changed my whole life, because I started to really see it for what it is. What I've been doing up until that point, guess. It's my fault, I'm to blame. So I want to say to you, it looks to me like you're doing a lot of healing here. So whatever this is, let's just take, you're starting to see your world differently and moving forward with a different attitude. yeah, they can be your boss, they can be your friend. It's just amazing having a life where you can just clear it out. And now the attributes or the people that have those attributes, it's like they walk towards me with a billboard now. So I see things very differently. Occasionally, someone sort of goes under the radar a little bit. They're very good at what they do, very manipulative, very cunning. But the ones that just are in your face, like I just, and you know what? Biggest lesson I learned was not to react, not to explain myself, not to have any problem, because I know it's their issue, not mine. So I just ignore it all now. And I feel like I manage it so differently. I still find that workplaces still harbour a lot of these people, but really doing the work on yourself will help you to work through these energies. But you've got somebody that you need to walk away from here. Now, it could be romantic for some of you. Judgment card coming through, the World card and the Devil. Look, there it is right there. So you have three major arcanas coming through here. There's the ending of a cycle with someone who's toxic here, and a rebirth for you coming at because of that. So it's like you may prolong moving away because your self-esteem or your confidence can be quite damaged by one of these sort of toxic people. So if you start to feel that you are getting so tired, getting burned out, sort of really finding it difficult to get through a day, you may still start to think that it's you. You know, I think I spent the majority of my life thinking I was broken, like there was something wrong with me because of that. And it is such a huge turnaround when you start to see yourself as you truly are. So I feel like here, especially because this one's jumped right out at me, the Devil energy can be a lot of different things, but when it comes up with those cards, it's representing something toxic, something you might feel quite chained to, but this is what you're dealing with or discarding, because I see you walking away. So maybe for some of you, this reading may enlighten you completely. All right, we have the Victory card, which is always a beautiful card to get, the Queen of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. For some of you, this may be a husband or a partner or a father figure. I want to say, though, like this energy here is superb because you're starting to realize your own personal power here. So when you start, you know, I remember reading years ago, and it's always stuck with me, a knowledgeable empath is very difficult to fool. So once you get your energy up and you start to realize that that is who you are, and you start to learn about these things, you just equip yourself to be able to say no more. All right, so Nine of Pentacles, beautiful energy with the Sun card. How lovely is that? We do have the Nine of Wands. So you're sick and tired of going round in cycles here. So it may be that you've already identified it, but you're allowing yourself to still go through, because when you're that depleted of energy, you still start to question, is this me? Am I doing this? What's wrong with me? And I know there's so much information out there on the internet. Some of the biggest things for me when this happened many years ago was the Spartan coach. His stuff was really amazing in the beginning. So if you go back to his early videos around narcissism, but there are a lot of other people. Danu Morrigan was another one, Daughters of Narcissistic Mothers. She had some really good material out there. Why do we do it? Essentially, or in essence, I was going to say there, it sort of got muddled. We've learned. We've learned from a parent or somebody that's been very close to us that love means sacrificing yourself. So we are just so used to sacrificing ourselves that it just is, I guess, brought out in every area of your life until you start to see it. And then things really start to change. So let's have a look. You're completing the cycle. And because I see you walking away here, I feel like you're finally starting to see a cycle or a pattern. I feel that it could be to do with a female figure around you, relative, friend. It could be a relationship. This person is particularly spiteful, particularly nasty, may put you down, does that whole thing. Oh, it's only a joke. What's wrong with you? Can't you take it? Good sign of a narcissist. But I see you could be dealing with a Virgo here. I can see you really analysing it now, really being able to look inside. Could be dealing with an Aquarius, but we do have healing energy. Could be dealing with a Pisces. But I see you very, very focused on your future now. So whatever this is, you are leaving it behind and you are really skilling yourself up. Alrighty. Let's just pull you an oracle card. Transformation and change. Oh my goodness, how beautiful is that? All right, let's just have a look at the book. Just in case I've missed something that I could be telling you. I think that one's pretty straightforward though. Many of you who've watched me for a while will know that I get very blessed with these cards when they come out because they usually just sum up the reading. There is no growth without change, but change can be scary. It means opening up to something new and different and often involves taking a risk, something many of us aren't all that comfortable doing. But all life is about transformation. We are born as babies, grow to be toddlers, then teens until we transform into adults, and we still transform all the time. Eventually, if we are lucky, we will continue to transform from young to old, from foolish into wise. Life is about transforming ourselves, recreating who we are as we grow and learn. I feel like I just want to read you the action here because it says take some time to think about where you are in your life right now and where you want to end up. What transformations need to happen along the way for you to reach your goals, and what are you doing to encourage and support the transformations? What do you need differently? I guess, like sitting here and reading this, it is about growth. It is about understanding that sometimes, you know, we've learned very early in life and we're just doing what we feel we need to do. Some of those things come from, you know, having a family who believe that you've got to sacrifice yourself for others. It's actually a very sort of selfish thing that people teach you because it benefits them. But anyway, I will leave you with that. Somebody will need to hear that today. Much love to you all. Virgo reading coming up. Thank you.